when you log into your console, your My Account area of Victory100, after launch date, you'll see sections added in there that let you access your wallet. And from there, you'll be able to see how much funds are in your wallet and transfer funds into your wallet and so on and so forth, and configure different elements related to when you want your commissions actually sent to you, whether it's like a daily interval, a weekly interval, up to you to decide. The whole wallet, you'll also be able to click a button that actually launches the wallet system, which has all the features in it related to transferring money to the Visa cards, different. Oh yeah, there you go. Kevin's popping up a picture of what they look like right there. So they're pretty awesome. They're branded Visa cards. So the wallet itself you can consider it kind of like a bank account. Money goes into that bank account, and then you choose what you want to do with it from there, because that's your money, your commissions that you've earned. And you can either keep it in there, you can, depending on what country you're in, there's different capabilities, but in general, you can get that money moved off into some other bank account. You can get it moved on to the card itself to use, at ATMs and, purchasing things like that. What we're doing is setting it up to be somewhat configurable for everyone. So the commissions will be calculated and earned, and you'll see how much you've earned, and you will be able to choose whether you want those to be transferred, at least thinking right now is daily, weekly, or monthly. I believe there's a small transaction fee charged when the funds are transferred from Victory100 to the wallet. I think it might be like $1 or something. I'm not real sure exactly. And that's why we created it that way, so that if you don't want to transfer it every day, be charged $1 every day, you can let it stay in there for a week, transfer it every week, and so on. So we felt like that gave you the ultimate flexibility to determine how frequently you wanted it, and make that choice yourself. So anything to add to that, Kevin?
No, I think you covered everything. It'll be set up, by default, it will be set up to weekly payment, but you can, as Dan said, you can adjust that and customize it to what fits you best.
The system itself is being built into the Amazon computing cloud. And part of the reason for that is because we've been already seeing during this pre-launch massive levels of signups, right? So, if we look at the chart on how this thing is growing, it's really growing very quickly. And we realize that it needs to scale very fast, and we don't want the system to ever be slow for people, and we don't ever want it to be down. And, we have a lot of experience working with massive scale systems in the Amazon computing cloud. So that's where it's all going to be. It gives us a lot of benefits. It gives us certain tools, for example, auto scaling, which means we can literally configure the system to be alive. And what that means is the system itself can watch itself, determine if it's running slowly, and if it is running slowly, it can automatically add more servers to itself to run faster. So it's almost like an intelligent, living, breathing organism out there that is running Victory100. It's extremely cutting-edge technology, and it's not just about servers. The application we built is built specifically with the technology in it to take advantage of that type of scaling scenario. So, and obviously Amazon is the largest of all the cloud computing platforms out there. There are other competitors that have some different pluses and minuses, but Amazon has been proven to be effective as the largest and the leader in cloud computing so far. But, as a technologist, my job is to understand that and understand alternatives. So, there are alternatives. If we ever have a problem with Amazon, we're set up to easily move and migrate things around to different computing clouds as necessary. And Amazon, in terms of location, so basically that's runs in the East Coast, I think, Amazon region. It's possible that at some point in time we branch off into the European region and have another basically cluster in Europe. The main goal for that is to allow for a little bit speedier content distribution to the local people. And what we'll do is basically monitor it and see how it performs in Europe and make the decision then if we want to push some part of the cluster into Europe to basically cross the ocean and make it a little bit faster for people over there. But I really don't think that we're going to see much issue there. What we're doing right now is on the corporate level. The corporate is running the autoresponders. So we're drafting the content for those autoresponders and testing them and making sure they're working right. Moving forward, we're looking into a couple different options. That what you mentioned is one of those options is integrating with some of the bigger email marketing platforms, because I know that a lot of people out there are going to be already familiar using those tools. For example, what you can do right now is you can click the export button on your lead list and export them out and upload them into whatever tool you want to use. So you can already get those emails out of Victory100 and into any other marketing platform, and that's out there right now today. So what we may end up doing later is popping those basically signups directly through their APIs into multiple different email providers. However, we're also thinking about building much more capable autoresponder features into the back office itself. Basically, the goal there is so that people wouldn't have to go out and actually purchase a whole other system, right? So if you go purchase a professional email marketing platform, it comes with a monthly fee. It can be, depending on how many emails you got, it can be hundreds of dollars per month just for an email marketing platform. And so our line of thinking is that there's going to be a lot of people that's cost prohibitive to, and we don't want them to not be able to market what they want to market because of expenses. So, but that's something that's in consideration. I would say it's in planning to determine if people, one, really want us to do that. Right now, we're focusing on the big four, which is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. Pinterest has been requested a lot. We're not 100% sure we'll have it in by launch date. We've set that as a goal. We basically are looking at it right now saying, hey, can we plug Pinterest in? Is there anything special we need to take into consideration with Pinterest? Many of the professional marketing tools haven't even addressed Pinterest yet. But Pinterest is a very viable platform. People use it for marketing, and we want to make everything available as possible. So in terms of an actual date, can't commit to it right now. The hope is as soon as possible. And one thing to keep in mind is that, the tool is not something, vSocial is not something that is basically done on launch date and then we forget about it. The whole idea behind what we're doing is we're building a platform. This tool will be upgraded and changed and modified over time. It is literally a technology product. And you can think about this tool being like any other technology startup coming out of Silicon Valley. We're getting it out there. We know there's a market for it. We know people need it and want it and need the training. And this tool is designed to be built. So we're going to be adding, for example, just in the topic of social networks, there's literally, I think, hundreds of social networks all around the world. Different countries even have special social networks that are highly popular in just their country. For example, some countries, you can't use Facebook, right? But they may have an internal company or country alternative. So we're looking at that. And, basically over time, it's very much looking like we'll be adding in more social networks over time in different circumstances, like regions and geography, for example. It's a good question, and there will certainly be people who try to abuse the system and try to use it for spamming. And we've understood that from the get-go, and it's one of those situations where we need to protect the system for everyone and not let individual people abuse the system to put people at risk. It's kind of that's the way with any tool you can use to market anything. Part of that is addressed in our training. So, obviously, it's self-policing in some ways, whereas if you were to blatantly post 100 messages to your group every day, they're going to just block you, right? And your social network is going to go to nothing. But yes, that's kind of some of the things we have to take into consideration behind the scenes to police the system, more or less. There's no restriction on the number of businesses you can market using the vSocial tool. That's part of the cornerstone concept of it. It is a tool to market businesses. Victory100 may be one of those businesses you want to market, but you may have people signing up to be a customer who do not want to be part of the business opportunity and simply want to use the tool to market their own business, existing brick and mortar, so to speak, business that they have. Yes, so all the trainings are being produced in English, but one of the things that's undergoing a lot of conversation right now is what do we do for multilingual, multicultural capabilities. So, like for example, right now, if you, on your profile page, you have the corporate video that Kevin produced, that is in English. However, we've given you the capability to upload your own video in that spot, of which you could, of course, record it in any language that you wanted. So kind of as things branch out a little bit more, we can consider producing videos in other languages. That's something that just a topic here, how we want to handle it. Is it sort of a thing that we know eventually we want it. How soon? We don't know. Part of we're monitoring the signups. Almost every day, Kevin's asking me, Dan, let's see the report for, country by country enrollments. So we're looking at what countries are picking up steam almost on a daily basis to try to gauge, what we're going to need to do so that we don't do a whole lot of work now, for some country that's never going to produce, short term. So we can focus on countries that are producing right now. Yeah, we've talked to numerous users about beefing up mobile capability. We've already started some of that on some pages. I think if you noticed on your profile page for the new, if you're watching today's video on a profile page, that page should have been more mobile friendly, depending on what device you're using. But that's something that we're going to be starting to work on a lot. Basically, the point of the pre-launch is to kind of determine it, what devices are people using, and we're finding out that there's a big demand for people operating everything via mobile as opposed to laptop. And so that's, we're looking at that almost, it's a topic of conversation very frequently here. So yes. What will happen in vSocial is that if you have an existing Facebook account, during the linking process, it steps you through screen by screen how to link your account. And you can either link it to an existing account, or if it was appropriate, you would create a new account. There are different scenarios, and some of the training covers that exact topic. And I think the training will cover everything once you get it up and going. We've already built out new content pages for the website related to promoting the product. get a lot of the things that I've talked about today will be mentioned on those pages. I think there's some screenshots of the product itself, that people will be able to look at, and so you actually have something of substance to see. And those are basically scheduled right now to get built into the website. So what you'll end up seeing is up at the top, right now there's a couple links. There's the home and members link. Here pretty soon you'll see a products link. And I think pretty soon you'll see an opportunity link as well that will go into much more detail about the opportunity itself. And so the site that's up there right now is the pre-launch site. So its whole goal was built toward, basically facilitating people signing up during this pre-launch period. So that's people that we already knew, that's already in the know, so to speak, about what the product is and opportunity. And but that's basically right now all starting to change. So by August 1st, the site will actually be different to some degree. It'll look more like a traditional product company, it'll be built out to basically sell the products and everything right online to make it easy for you to, send the link out to people and they can come and check out the product and so on, sign up.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Dan, I appreciate your time, and Philip, adminning the questions. I saw one more question asking when will the accounts be ready for use. Well, we launch August 1st, and so the tool will be ready then. But the accounts are available right now. When you join today, you would have a website to where you can refer others to and point others to immediately. And so those things will be available. Well, they're available as we speak. So